last Viking king in Jórvík was vanished, Jórvík expanded dramatically, with new streets, new churches, and a brand new style of houses. It was a busy place, with people arriving from all over the Viking world to visit, trade, and settle. In this multicultural society, people had different appearances, languages, religions, and possessions. The remains of part of this thriving city were found right here, and by carefully piecing together all of the archaeological evidence and what we know from other sources, you can now visit the Viking Age. You have arrived by the River Foss. Ahead lies the city with countless houses and workshops, many of them newly rebuilt. Some, like this damaged one, are victims of an unintended half-bounds. As ships became more seaworthy, the Vikings created wider trading routes, sometimes using chains and needlemen to carry goods from one side of the Viking world to the other. Silks and the cowrie shell found here suggest trade with Central Asia, the Eastern Mediterranean and the Red Sea. It's possible that Arab traders, like this man, may go into war to sell their goods. Slaves may have come to Europe and built them elsewhere, bringing with them the spoils of their raids and battle. Slaves were an important part of society all over Northern and Western Europe at this time. It looks like this slave trade can make his way to Copenhagen. But before we get there, let's have a look at some of the many craftspeople working here in the city. Here's Sid. He's using animal bones and antlers from deer to make some everyday objects such as combs, comb cases, skates, and phone rings. Making a comb from antler could be very time-consuming, but the ones found here were made from many pieces riveted together and then decorated. We know that the Vikings liked to keep themselves well-groomed, as we found many combs in the excavations, as well as items such as tweezers and even ear scoops. We'll now head away from the river towards the street of Copenhagen and meet some more of the people who lived and worked here. Ahead, you can see a simple, single-story building. These older houses were built from posts and wattle and had earth floors and thatched roofs. Most of these houses went out of use in the middle of the 10th century when they were replaced by the old plan of buildings that we'll talk about later. These early houses were built end-on to the streets and had long backyards with rubbish pits in them. It's not likely that they grew much food in their yards, but they probably kept animals there, such as those pigs you can see at the pen by the fence. From the many pig bones we found here, we know that Viking pigs were quite short and had a long snout like a wild boar. Pigs will eat almost anything, so it would have been a great way to turn household waste into meat. Here's the blacksmith's house. Look inside and you can see his wife by the fire. Jórvík, the blacksmith, is teaching his son how to sharpen a knife he just made. Blacksmiths were masters of their craft, and here in Jórvík they make everything from logos to beautifully ornate patterns. Now we'll go across to the next property and visit his neighbour, Unni, the woodturner, who lives in one of the new style wooden plank buildings. Unni is making cups and bowls by turning wood such as oak and black on his cold bed. You can see all the wooden carvings in that room as children made use of stones.
Vem till med att Jórvík kommer sitta att vittja till böffonda fejl.
The street of the cutmen. Another building is being built behind in the town. Here, the cellar is being dug out and lined with oak planks before the upper story is added. You can see a stack of turfs over there that are going to be used to roof this building. Looks like the builders are having a rest though. This family also looked like they're taking a break. The children were being taught to play nefertiti by their grandmother. We found a wooden beam, lots of figurines, so it must have been a good understand. Let's go back towards the big trading the common green fish. On-site fishing routes of raw materials from across Britain, as well as rare and valuable items from further afield, were brought into Jórvík here. Iron alloy bars from Britain alongside amber, sharpening stones and more recycled from Scandinavia, and good wine from the Rhine. Jórvík was truly bustling, a vast international trading centre. Here's some fishermen cleaning their catch and mending their nets. Fish from the rivers and the sea were brought into Jórvík, and we found thousands of fish bones that tell us exactly what the people ate, which included lots of fish, eels, and even oysters. So these men are probably doing a roaring trade. The man looking at his face has been reconstructed based on a skull that was found in Jórvík. You'll see more real faces like this. This next block is a backyard where the people living here seem to have been dyeing their own cloth. The people of Jórvík spun fleece, then dyed and wove their own wool to make textile from which they made their own clothes. Natural dye plants such as madder, wellow, wool, and dyer's green were all used to create shades of red, yellow, green, and green. Vibrantly coloured clothes and children brightened up the streets of Jórvík. On this plot of land, there was a gully that contained dye-clad place, suggesting that a dye bath had been tucked into it. Limestone lined out from the roof to its next building, forming a passageway to the back door. We're still discussing whether these buildings were one or two-story, but they all had rooms or cellars below ground level. As we travel through this two-roomed house, you can imagine that the floor at the back is being built, and you can see the cellar below where goods are stored. Above this sunken room, the window openings are only small, so, as you can see, it would have been quite dark inside these houses. In addition to the hearth, small pottery lamps and wax candles were used to create light so that the people who lived here could carry out their everyday tasks. In this front room, you can see a woman working at the loom, which was used to weave woolen cloth for clothing and blankets. We're now moving into propagated side, an important commercial street right in the heart of the city of Jórvík. As you can see from these stores, you can buy almost anything. Propagated is just one of many streets in this city, which was home to more than 10,000 people. The streets in the city of Jórvík are covered in filth and mud, littered by car wheels and potholes everywhere. This leather worker seems to be having a problem sewing his shoe pieces together and looks like he has Viking disease, Dupuytren's contraction. You can see it's caused the fingers of his hand to become clawed. It's a genetic disorder that runs in families and seen particularly tradition has it that it originated with the Vikings and spread out throughout Northern Europe and beyond as they travelled and to marry. This couple here are arguing about what to have for supper, meat or fish. It would seem that life hasn't changed too
Du
much
sa
over the
ju
last
att du vill skjuta mer fisking.
Nej, exakt. Jag tänkte också.
Nej, du sa att det var hit.
To miereki kwat exacta.
Here's a fruit seller trying to sell this wealthy-looking woman a cabbage of some sort. It doesn't look like the type of thing that would tempt her or her girlfriend. This woman looks like she's struggling to cross the road. We only found 2 complete skeletons in the excavations. This one is based on one of them. You can see that she's walking crooked due to her hip problems and arthritis. You can find out more about her in the galleries to come. Here, we're in another new building. The first Vikings who came here were not Christians who worshipped their pagan Norse gods, but they seem to have adopted Christianity quite quickly. There is lots of evidence for there being a Viking-era church just behind Copenhagen, and there were many other new churches built in Jórvík at this time. Here's a priest administering last rites. He would always have worn a stole around his neck, as seen here, as it marked his priestly status. We found a very small silk, pink-coloured reliquary pouch in one of the buildings. The embroidered cross on it suggests that it once held the holy relics, which have since disappeared and now unstruck. Each property is separated from the next by a long excavation. People's diet was quite similar to ours, with lots of beef, pork and mutton, as well as poultry and fish. Supplying this food may have been one of the reasons for the major changes in the countryside we see around Jórvík at this time. In this backyard, animals have been slaughtered to provide multiple resources. Body parts of cattle has become a fairly familiar sight and smell around Viking. As well as supplying meat, cattle carcasses also provided a horn and color, both valuable resources linked to their life. Stomach contents and cows were other byproducts of this slaughtered. There must have been loads of flour, breeding and rubbish pits and bones across the city. The red current was there on the fence, with a regular visitor, scavenging in the city, particularly in the backyard. Toilets would also be situated in the backyard. Let's say this one.
What a great!
As well as the moss, the type of Viking needs toilet paper. This man doesn't look too happy to be disturbed, so perhaps we better move on. Here we are in our final house. In the excavations in Copenhagen, we found a few Viking musical instruments, including a set of handles which were skilled in playing. Music, song, telling and poetry must have been incorporeal by all world. Iceland and Scandinavia have culturally rich in storytelling, traditions that developed in Viking times. Norse mythology, which conjures up gods and monsters living in the realm, still captures the imagination today, and we can picture what